Voters, you have one day left before you head to the polls and cast your ballots in the general election. And you have some big decisions to make in several state and local elections, but we are keeping a close eye on the gubernatorial race. We talked with Democratic candidate Brandon Presley at the start of this hour. We're now joined with Governor Tate Reeves. Thanks so much for being here so early.
What a great day. Thank you so much for having me on.
So I want to talk about you. You know, we've seen these ads. There's been a lot of mudslinging going around. But talking about you, why should Mississippians stick with you?
Well, Mississippi today has the lowest unemployment rate in state history. Mississippi today has more people working than any time in state history. Our kids are doing better in the classroom than they've ever done, and we passed the largest teacher pay raise in state history. We also passed the largest tax cut in Mississippi history. Mississippi has momentum, and this is Mississippi's time, and we're looking forward to working for the people of Mississippi for 4 more years, continuing to bring jobs to our state. We've had the best economic development run we've ever had, over $6 billion in new announcements in 2022 alone, including the largest economic development project in state history, Steel Dynamics down in the Golden Triangle area, $2.5 billion, 1,000 new jobs, $100,000 a year. That's the kind of successes that we've had over the last 4 years, and we look forward to continuing that momentum for the people of Northeast Mississippi and the people of the entire state.
And I do want to talk just real quick about the welfare scandal. We've seen the investigations and what's been heard, but what do you have to say to those folks who may have lost trust in the system, the temporary assistance for needy families?
Well, my opponent began his campaign by lying about me, and he's continued to lie about me the entire time. The fact of the matter is, you'd have to believe in time travel to believe I was involved in the TANF scandal. In fact, every single thing that occurred between 2015 and 2019, and I was sworn in as governor in January of 2020. In fact, even the media has said that my opponent has not told the truth, that he's been dishonest, and that all of his accusations are half-baked. And so the reality is that we've got to continue to work to ensure that we are focused on moving Mississippi forward. My opponent chose to outsource his campaign to the operatives at the Democrat National Committee. 80% of his money has come from California, New York, and Washington, D.C. Those folks, they don't just want to change the governor. They want to change Mississippi, and we've got to stand up and stop them.
Now, we are in North Mississippi. There's several rural parts, and you know, in many of those parts there are a few rural hospitals. Why do you say Medicaid expansion is not the answer for their financial problems and issues?
Well, currently we have 800,000 people in Mississippi on the Medicaid rolls. I don't believe adding 300,000 more is the right approach. In fact, we have a hospital plan that we announced about 6 weeks or so ago, in which virtually every major hospital CEO stood behind me, because it's going to provide approximately $673 million to the bottom lines of hospitals. It's better financially, and the fact of the matter is, in Medicaid expansion, we would add 300,000 people to the rolls, but approximately 100,000 of those folks currently have private insurance. And so if you have private insurance and you're happy with your insurance, you might be one of those 100,000 that's moved to the government rolls. It's kind of like when Barack Obama said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Well, that turned out to not be true, and I'll tell you, Brandon Presley's plan is not good for rural Mississippians.
Well, Governor Reeves, thank you so much for being here so early. I know you've got a busy day ahead, but we do appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for having me.